Hi everyone, I'm Hannah and welcome to our last day of our 31 days of aerial yoga. We have made it. So this is our very last day of our 31 days challenge where we give you a new pose every single day of March. So today we're going to do our last restorative or low flow pose. So this is a lower pose that you want the hammock to be super low. And I wouldn't necessarily classify this as a restorative pose. These are ones that you may not want to hold for that long, but they are really nice low poses to try out. Okay, so we're going to start with our lizard pose. So we're going to bring the fabric behind us and bring your right ankle into the fabric. So we're going to bring the fabric behind us and bring our right ankle into the fabric. So just walking yourself so you're just underneath the rigging point. And we're going to bring our hands forward onto the mat. We're going to bring our left leg up in between our hands and extend that back leg behind us. So we're in our low lizard pose. So you can bring your left hand in front of the inside of your left leg if that feels good for you. An option here to also bring your forearms down all the way if that feels good as well. So a really nice stretch along our legs and our hips here and our quad, really pressing into the fabric with the top of our right foot. So a really nice stretch, low lizard pose. Okay, so we're going to bend that back knee, rest it onto our mat. An option here to also fold over your mat if you need to, if you get a little bit of pain in your knees ever. We're going to bring our left foot over to the right side of our mat and bring our knee or our thigh down onto the mat. So we're coming to nearly your pigeon pose, close to it. We're going to bend that knee, bring your foot up over, so crossing it over. So it's similar to a pigeon pose that we have already learned. Okay, so tucking that foot a little bit closer to your pelvis, we're going to walk our hands back so that we are engaging our abs here and pressing into the mat. See if you can grab a hold of the fabric behind you, bending that back knee and slowly walking your hands down the fabric and releasing your hip, your right hip down towards the earth. You can flex that back foot and bring your hands and your elbows forward. So coming into our king pigeon pose. Eyes gazing forward or up to the ceiling and slowly walking that hand a little bit further towards your foot. 2 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. And let's release that foot behind us. We're going to come into our low plank to switch our feet. Hands onto the mat, sweep that back foot in, pushing into our low lunge or our low plank. Engage our abs and bring your right leg up, either inside your 2 hands or on the outside of your right, coming into our low lizard pose on the other side. Option to add a little sway forward and back. Stay on your hands with your wrists underneath your shoulders or bringing your forearms down onto the earth if that feels good for you. Making sure we're pressing into the top of your foot, into the fabric in this pose. Few more breaths. Bring your hands back underneath our shoulders. I'm going to bring our right shin down onto the earth. Bend the back knee down onto the earth as well. So we're going to tuck our right foot more towards our pelvis, walk our hands back towards our hips. Bending that back knee, see if we can grab a hold of the fabric. Holding it over our head, bending our elbows, and slowly sinking down, bringing your left hip towards the mat. Moving your fingers just a little bit further, a little bit closer towards your left foot. Eyes gaze straight ahead or to the ceiling. And taking a few breaths in our King Pigeon pose. Inhale and exhale it out. A few more breaths. Let's just really sink into this pose. And let's release our hands one at a time. You can release that back foot from the fabric. And we're going to come into a child's pose. So just bring your knees wide, your feet together. Extend your arms forward. Bring your chest down towards the ground. Third eye, forehead towards the earth. Inhale and exhale the chest towards the earth. Take a few cleansing breaths here. We made it. 31 days of aerial yoga. Slowly walking your hands back towards your body. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this 31-day challenge. I hope you really enjoyed and learnt a bit more about aerial yoga and learnt about all the different kinds of poses that they have. This is just the start. There's a lot more where this came from, but these are some of our good foundational poses that we really enjoy, and we thought that you would too. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you in a class soon. Thanks, guys.